Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for.
And we're doing Ultimate Girls Trip this week. This is season 3. We're doing episodes 1, 2, and 3. This is a little late, but that's because we didn't realize all the stuff we had actually going on in our real life. Well, not the podcast life.
Yeah, this is like the multiverse for Real Housewives.
Yeah, so if you had started listening for our Marvel content, it's fine. This is basically the same thing. Yeah. They're pulling Housewives from all the franchises. And Cooper is going to try to get up in our business because I just broke out in hives on my kneecaps. So I've sprayed stuff on my knees. So he's trying to get up in there now. He's a big sniffer.
He's a big scent guy.
He's very particular about his smells. Mm-hmm. So I have quite the smell going on in my legs right now. But we're gonna break down. Well, not break down, but we're gonna talk about a little bit. We're gonna talk about the first 3 episodes of.
Sorry, that was my toenail ripping at the
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Typically though, before we start, these episodes will go up on every Monday. It was just like a oopsie, we didn't plan well kind of thing.
Yeah. Things got away from us. And
so they will be up on every Monday. New Jersey still every Friday. So before we get into this though, I do have a little Bravo news. We did a little guessing game last week, so let's see if you can guess this as well. Mm-hmm. 3 past Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alumni has been seen filming for this season. Who do you think they are?
From which season?
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Past ones that are not current now?
Nope, not current.
And they're filming together.
Okay, so 2 were together at a dinner party, and then 1 was seen separately.
And you think they're going to be on this season?
Yeah, they were seen filming.
Well,
now, I don't know if they're a main cast or if they're a friend or just making a guest appearance.
But they were filming with one of the
like how we talked about last week with
maybe Adrian, because
No.
I was going to say because she's friends with what's her name? Oh no, she's not back on that one. She's on OC. I wished it was Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, no, not Lisa Vanderpump. First one. Now these are the first 2 who were seen at a dinner party.
Is Camille one of them?
Yes, Camille is actually one of them. She was at the dinner party along with Denise Richards. And then seen on a different thing.
Party.
Yes, I think it was. They said they heard Denise talking with Garcelle in the background. That's how they figured out Denise was there. And Camille posted something. This was seen with Kyle and Dorit. I think they were going for a walk, and they were seen filming with Kim Richards.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, it's her freaking sister.
No, I know, but they are pulling out all the stops this season. A lot of past ones. We have Joyce. We have now Camille, Denise, Kim. It's a lot. I mean, all Garcelle has to do is get Lisa Vanderpump to film a little side scene with her.
Never happened.
Never will. But I'm just saying. Then you'd have.
She told Andy that somebody said something about coming back, and she said something. Oh, she saw Lisa Rinna in Paris, and she said to Andy something about coming back, and she said, probably never going to happen, but you are on the right track. She said something about not as long as there's some housewives that are there. And she said, well, but you're on the right track because, Lisa is gone. But I don't know. She kept insinuating that not insinuating. She flat out said that Lisa was fired. But Andy declined that. He was like, no, and not really. I don't know. It was a tough call there. So
might have been a mutual decision. But you know what? Here's the thing. As long as she has Vanderpump Rules, does she really need to come back to Beverly Hills?
Not really. I mean, she's got enough going on. I don't think she.
3 seasons that I've watched now, they definitely show enough of her personal life, and she was still filming the show.
Yeah, she's not in as much now.
Well, they got so much stuff going on their own. Why would they need her?
Well, Ultimate Girls Trip.
Let's introduce the wives.
So this was supposed to be, as you had said, like they started with Portia, who is from Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we're like, wait, what? So she fills in for
Tinsley,
which I would have loved Tinsley to go because I think she would have added something to it. Although Portia is really great. But I think
Portia is definitely stealing the show and making it better. So it's like, I mean, I think you could have done it and kept them both, and I think it would have been good. But I don't know. Tinsley could be,
She could be a little whiny.
She's miserable.
But that could have also worked because they could have been annoyed by her that she's so freaking whiny.
True.
So that could be a thing.
But you can't, come on, double down on everybody hating New York then.
Well, it's there. That's what it is. But And so because of that, Portia starts the commentary and is the narrator. And she kind of is running through who the different girls are. So I just said the two. We have New York, Leah, and now Atlanta is Portia. So throw us another one.
Okay. So I'll do the, I've talked a lot about the Miami. So from Miami, we have Marisol and Alexia, which I gotta say, from this, I've only seen the trailers for Miami.
Oh, no,
and they seem crazy like that. But Marisol's a damn mess. And then the Alexia's is just like a neutral to balance out the mess that she is. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of friend duo that they have.
And they are actually good friends. And then the two that I definitely have swayed my opinion to go back and watch is for sure the Salt Lake City girls, Heather Gray.
I know, I told you,
and
they're
Whitney Rose.
crazy.
I need to know why they are in lingerie, and they look like they're the only two in lingerie having a fight. Their flashback scenes are what have spawned me to be like,
I will say, I think this season would be more enjoyable if we had more knowledge on the Salt Lake City fight, because this does revolve a lot about that.
But here's the thing. You can absolutely watch this without watching
I just think
each show.
It would be more enjoyable.
They are giving good context of what is kind of going on.
Because I will say,
but I agree.
For me, I have not seen anybody really but Leah. Leah's the only one that I really know.
I've seen Marisol and I've seen Alexia. I've seen Portia, so I know what a little sassafras Portia can be and how she'll get in there, stir trouble, and then be like, "Whoops, what did I do that? I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that." I've seen her. I know Garcelle, and I know not Garcelle, Giselle, and I know a little bit of Candace, but not much of Candace. I know more of Giselle, but
Leah was really the only one, and I mean, we knew a little bit about Heather and Whitney because we watched just the first few episodes of Salt Lake when they first started airing.
But there was a lot more that I didn't know about them too that was coming out that I was like, oh wait, what? I didn't know they were cousins.
I think they might have mentioned that when we were watching, but we watched. It was the first season, so it was a long time ago.
So then the last two housewives are from Potomac, and they are
Candace and Giselle.
And those two are
crazy. I mean, first impression wise, I
think they
Giselle she gets it because she gets the pot stirring. Mm-hmm. She's got it down.
Leader. She knows what she's doing.
She walked in. She goes, she didn't say this, but you could tell she watched the first two seasons. And listen, in my opinion, the first season of Ultimate Girls Trip was just watching these girls just go and have a good time. Yeah. It was like, here, you're the OGs. Here's a trip you've earned for
second one they really got a little bit more nitty-gritty.
Was like perfection. It's like it was what you envisioned. Mm-hmm. This one so far is, you can see they're still relaxing, but there's definitely still fighting. And in my opinion, I still think the second one's the best. But that's also because I knew a lot more of them. Like I knew almost all of them. But I think this fourth one they have with Brandy and Caroline Manzo and all those guys, I think that's going to be the best one.
So they, as in a typical fashion, they each kind of host an event or a dinner or something.
Which, I mean, they did do that in the other
season. Yeah, no, they did.
Well, you know what? They did it in the first season, but not like they've started doing in the second and the third.
Yeah, no, they're real particular things. Like, so for these three, we have already... The events are going to be Whitney hosts a dinner at the resort. Very simple thing, but I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. You can kind of say, because there's the guy Pepsi that's here, and you're like, how do they all know him? But you can clearly see, compared to the other ones, he was you had to call him and say, this is how I want to set it up. So I don't think you got as much hands-on planning, where I'm sure most of the other people have been to the Hamptons.
I think you just gave them kind of him a concept and
an idea. Yeah.
Like Leah is taking them to the Green Elephant Sanctuary. Candace is having a dinner and what they call the Lady Boys, and Alexia hosts a yacht trip. So those are kind of the main events so far. So I'm sure the other ones will also do something, or who knows, or more things, but there's no taglines, like you said.
No, well, okay, so there's never been taglines.
And you had a good idea, so though, for taglines.
My idea was, I thought would be interesting, instead of making them have to come up with a tagline on the spot, since some of them are ex, or they've had a decent run, give them a choice to pick from their...
most of them have 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah. Pick your favorite tagline and reincite it. Like your greatest hit. Like, what was your favorite one to say? For Kyle, it'd be anything where she didn't mention Beverly Hills, probably. But
I don't even know if there's anything like that. But
I know they've been also... I've seen people say they'd love to do a one-hit wonder season as well. So they might not be able to do it there. But that's what happens. If you're a one-hit wonder, you got to say your one tagline.
There you go.
But that would be an interesting. I also saw someone say Scary Island, like a repeat of Scary Island would be that would be a hard one, but that one would be good. I just want to see Sonia go on a trip so bad.
I know.
I feel like at this point, you're on four seasons and she hasn't gone. I feel like she has to be denying them. Because Sonia is just, I mean, Sonia made every New York trip and she's not on a trip yet. For real?
I don't know. It's
Sorry,
very
had to vent there because it upsets me every time to think about that.
But some of them are making me really more interested in their seasons, so that's a good thing.
Oh, no, yeah. I think they're definitely, like, you could see where everybody fits into their own shows from this, like, which was kind of smart. You could see where, like, I mean, they all are essentially pot stirrers because you could tell that Heather, she stirs that pot not consciously, maybe?
Yeah.
She gets the housewife game, though. Because I think I had a comment about her.
But the thing is, it's a little more interesting because, hi Boogaloo, because they do show you more of a little bit of like behind the scenes, which is what I like to see because, like, they're filming your life. It's like, let's not pretend like it's not.
They're more candid about like the filming.
They start talking a little bit more at these different meals and stuff like that about, and when they're just casually sitting around, even sometimes about the events that are going on and why certain things are the way they are and, blah, blah, blah. Like, apparently, right off the bat, Heather is coming in from dealing with the Jen Shaw situation. So, of course, that's like all hyped up.
Which was like so perfect for this show. Like, how would you, like, literally, she's leaving the trial to come to this. Like, it was like they got the perfect thing to like make drama base this show, basically.
Yeah, each one of them has their own little things. Like we said, Marisol's clearly, I don't even want to call it. I don't want to use the word drunk. I don't want to use the word drunk. She's a heavy drinker.
She's a heavy drinker. I told you this.
Heavy drinker.
You got complained about drinking. If you will reference Sonia again here. Sonia is a hot mess.
Yeah, she's
Marisol was pounding back these drinks left and right while her stomach was 2 steps from exploding.
No, but you know what?
And she never appeared drunk.
No, but I was actually really kind of counting and stuff. She always had her drink in hand. But
She's a sipper.
I was going to say, I don't see her like gulking it down and then going get another one, like,
I mean, unless they didn't show that, but
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
But still,
know.
even if she was gulping these things down,
but I think they would. If they had that opportunity,
probably.
They would.
They would do like a drink counter.
Yeah, like you always see her with a drink.
But she does not appear drunk, which is so amazing.
Yeah.
Like she said she doesn't drink water, but maybe that's it. Maybe her body has like converted over to being 80% alcohol.
Because
she doesn't appear it.
No, she needs to be hydrated.
She's walking. She said she might get her hydration from coffee, I think is what she said.
Yeah, no, honey, you don't. Because that's another caffeinated thing that would dehydrate you.
It wasn't like she was like stumbling around. I was honestly, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of impressed with it, besides the stomach thing.
The whole point of her little story is that she has this stomach situation that is brewing and will continue to brew because she's a drinker and she needs to stop. And
Which has me a little worried. I hope she pulls it together at one point because I did say
there's a coming attraction of somebody
I've seen that of her on the. I think it's her on the floor, but I'm hoping she pulls it together to some extent because you guys know I've said the Miami Peacock trailer that always plays it. I'm like, ooh, I'm excited for them, but I don't want my first introduction to be a letdown. But she kind of like even like if you're that that's still fun sometimes when they're like sick and losing their minds.
And like you said, Giselle is a pot stirrer without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
And very blatant pot stirrer. Heather is a huge fan of all the Housewives. This was like a dream come true for her to go on here, and she tells them flat out. And I feel like Leah is going to be the grump and grouch of the season, and Whitney is just trying to remain relevant so that she can still earn money, and that's clearly what they say on the show. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah, I feel like she's just kind of there, not in a bad way. Like when she's in the fight, she's good.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she's enjoying her vacation basically, which is smart. Yeah. Step out for a second and then jump back in, and then you could throw down with the rest of them.
It was interesting watching them. Some of them traveled together, some of them didn't.
Well, I don't know. Somebody made it seem like there was supposed to be more people on one plane, but somehow people got separated or something happened with separated. That. Yeah.
And like you said, they have Pepsi, who I thought was the sponsor of this show. Not an actual human.
Oh, because they kept mentioning
talking about
Pepsi
when they were home. I was like, wait, what?
No, but they instantly set Pepsi up to be like that crazy normal guy. Like I can't remember the guy. Remember in Dorinda's house, they had the guy.
Yeah,
and
this
is their
that's
Pepsi.
What I said. Yeah, they're going to do this all the time now. They're going to have somebody that will be
the normal,
the
crazy
concierge, the leader, the whoever event planner, whatever you want to call them. And I think this is Bravo's way of keeping like a man on the ground, like a man in the trenches, you know, like someone that they can like.
Someone who's there that they can,
their person that they can get in there.
Yeah.
And they are interviewing him like they did the other guy.
Well, yeah,
they're doing a little more interviewing this time with this guy than they did with the other one.
Yeah, well, because I think it is like a learning thing. I said, from the first one, they realized, okay, we need somebody who's going to create a fight. They can't just go on vacation. Now they realize, okay, people like this other guy in the confessional. Let's make sure we find somebody there. Yeah. Like, who could be.
Yeah, definitely. So he is definitely thinking the ladies are funny and whatnot. So
yeah, which I will say, it's kind of weird. They only let him so far in that confessional room, because remember the confessional rooms, they were very big for the first 2 seasons, but so far nobody but him has been in there. But maybe they just felt like it was kind of pointless, because when you think about it, a lot of the times they just went in there drunk and were like, and then left. Like, it wasn't much.
No, it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it.
So I guess it's better it's honestly better to have the staff come in and be like, you got any comments you guys want to share? We'll take them.
Yeah, well, and then some of the women, like we said, traveled together, and some of them didn't. A couple of came alone. I think Giselle, Heather.
No, Heather was alone because she came.
Yeah, Heather was alone. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They came alone. Whitney, I think, ended up being alone. But the villa that they were in was 26,900 square feet, 3 floors, 8 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, an infinity pool, 360 views of the Andaman Sea. I could get that wrong.
Me. Think back to our old podcast. I can't say nothing.
Yeah,
but that infinity pool, the floaties, they were just falling off that infinity pool.
There was a point where when you see, I think it opens episode 2. Leah gets on the floaty and she almost
falls off. Yeah, but there was just like
the infinity pool.
I think when
she
it was
jumps off and she's like,
third day.
Yeah, no, they blow off. The first day when they show that infinity pool, they're blowing right off.
They were just gone with the floaties.
So of course Giselle comes first. She's the first to officially arrive. Well, technically Whitney is, but you find her walking around the town amongst the villas.
It's very interesting because they can't drive up this driveway, so they have to walk up the driveway every time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, the cars pull at the bottom, and I don't know. It's never a good idea to have housewives walk up these roads. Never ever is.
No.
But she like arrives, and I don't know.
She's somehow
it's like they dropped her off on the end of the street, really, not at the end of the driveway.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
And they were like, "Let her go. It's Whitney. Sure, she can wander around."
She's just trying to find the villa, and then Alexia comes next, and Whitney's still wandering while Candace arrives. Whitney finally finds the driveway, but she needs to take a minute and see, I do that kind of stuff. She squats down, takes a second to get herself together because she's like, I can't go in and meet these ladies, like all out of breath. And then, of course, Pepsi finds her out on the road. Then Portia, Marisol, and Leah arrive. They're in a van together. Heather arrives next, and then we find out that Whitney and Heather are cousins.
Yeah, I think they mentioned this. I feel
they mentioned it multiple times.
No, but I'm saying when we watched Salt Lake, I feel like they...
Well, they could have at that point.
Did a little bit,
They said they did a DNA test, and that's how they found... Or one of those, 23andMe's or something like that, and that's how they figured out, like, that they're related. So I thought that was interesting, but, I didn't know that Heather and Jen Shaw were that close friends because she was really still sticking by her.
No, but I do remember there was a party that we watched in this season. Somebody gave them glasses, and there was something going on with Jen Shaw. Now, I don't think it was this, but I think the group was fighting. But I do remember, I do kind of remember Heather having this very much of a blind trust in people that obviously is still much there. So, it's kind of crazy.
She did say that she was friends with her, but, like, beforehand. So, obviously, she's, because the other ladies, like, could not wait to ask questions, like, what happened? How did this go down?
Well, no, because I think they tried to arrest her at the start of the second season or something, and they're all in a van. I don't really know how it went down, but it looked crazy.
Supposedly, she was supposed to get, like, 30 years, or that was the potential. So, when, like, the other ladies are saying, so when you're offered a deal for 14 opposed to 30, you're taking it.
Yeah.
So... But, like, they were all, like, expecting her to be upset with her. Like, aren't you mad? Because obviously she is admitting that she did it. And she's still not admitting. So, and that's part of, I think, the problem between her and Heather. Her and Whitney is that it just has this blind trust in her. And yet Whitney feels like, well, but I'm your family. Like, that should be the way it is for me. But it's just very interesting. Leah makes the first dig. She gets that first dig in there calling her friend Jen a narcissist. And you
hear, that's where it all went wrong.
Yeah, you hear Heather go, wait, what? What? But there's a lot of like murmuring that you have to really listen.
Also, not just murmuring, they talk over each other like a lot at the tables where it's kind of like,
it's tricky.
I think sometimes the subtitles weren't even putting anything up because they didn't know who to pick of what to say.
And that was tricky because I only heard something in the background, but they didn't subtitle it until they played it back again when she said to her, how are you? You're sober. How are you going to stay sober amongst this group for this week? That's going to be really hard. I have your back. I'm going to support you. And then meanwhile, like, she goes off, and one of her first things is to say we should get Leah drunk, which I thought was so crazy. But here's the thing: in her defense, which I can't really defend her because she said she read her book, and apparently her book is all about that. Yeah, so like, it's kind horrible. Of hard. But I thought that Leah was drinking, or she was drinking responsibly.
See, I kind of have blacked out the last season of New York because it was kind of a mess, but then there was like good parts of it and there was bad parts of it. But I did forget that she did stop drinking at that third season. I think that's when it was like starting. I think
maybe yeah. I don't remember that
either. But for
me,
I try to black that out because that's when Leah just went like, that was my least favorite Leah season. But my favorite is that one where she was so obnoxiously drunk that it ruined everything.
That was her first season, wasn't it? That was her first season.
No, there was the one where she had the
tiki torch.
The tiki, and then there was another one where there was like the curtains. Remember, she was like hanging from the curtains. I think that was her second. She did 3 seasons, right, or 2?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
she's not a fan favorite of mine.
No, not anymore, and especially after this, because I forgot she did say, "Oh, the grandma died," and even so, okay, I get it. You can definitely have a bad season from that, but the fact that her season's even bad here, I'm just kind of like.
And I expected higher things for her. But
I was like, I thought she maybe was gonna pull it together because that was the thing for New York too. Was like they had the COVID season going on. The last season was bad. They had all these, it was just, they were not set up for success there. So I was like, okay, maybe she's gonna come back and really do great. No, Leah, you disappointed me a second time.
I feel like my thighs look thinner. I feel like I'm tinier here. Sitting, what do you think? No?
Yeah.
Making shit up? Thanks. I think you look tinier. Anyway.
Thank you.
So Pepsi comes and all the girls are greeting and whatever, and he says to them, I'm going to take you to show you the spirit house where basically spirit ghosts
they try to lock the spirits in there.
In this house, and you offer them flowers and fruit every morning, and he brings them out there and he shows them that he wants them to tells them you need to set an intention. My question is somebody's job actually called the fruit and flower gal, like that has to bring, or the spirit server, or the spirit, like what is there like an actual person
somebody in the house like part of the staff?
Because apparently everybody has this, it seems like.
Yeah.
So is there an actual job, like you would be the turn down lady, like are you the get up lady and give the fruit, like?
Yeah, I guess.
Like that's an actual job. Like you clear it away later and you bring the new stuff out.
Probably.
I'm just wondering.
I will say, I don't know if you noticed this, but always, in my opinion, the editors have the time of their life with the girls' trip. They were like editing like evil laughs when they started talking about the spirits. No, these editors, I think, listen, sometimes they lose their mind. Even now with New Jersey, what we're currently watching. Ultimate Girls Trip, they lose their mind like no other, these editors.
Yeah, they have some
Which is maybe why they take so long, the seasons, to come together. Besides that, the fact that they have to, like, they're kind of, well, I guess they're not releasing it in full, but they're releasing it closer together. But I don't know if it's that. It's just because they're having such a little good old time there.
Yeah. I mean, some of their intentions were hilarious. Like, ones would say, please no drama. Then the others would come and say,
Giselle said drama.
We need to stir the pot. And then someone else would be like, no, I don't want any drama. The thing that cracked me up was, while Giselle is making her intention, and they show it in the background. They show Candace lifting her shirt above her boobs, and like her bra, it's a tan bra, and she is like wiping.
Oh yes, I think
in the boobs, and repeatedly, and I'm just like, wait, what is she doing? And like they're showing, this is what cracks me up. It's like they are focusing on showing these things when it didn't need to be showed. And
that was like, me today in the gym. I was getting down in.
She did one of your things where you're trying to like
in there in the gym.
But she wasn't secretly. You were turning around at least out of respect for the folks. Well, she was just lifting the shirt right at the altar.
Well, I could have done it, but I'm not gonna do it in front of my cousin. No.
Yeah. Well.
After he left, I didn't turn around. I was just getting in there, which good thing I did because I was starting to get a pimple.
I know.
A sweat pimple, I can't have that. She was on the right track there with that.
No, she definitely was. I was laughing at that. And then, of course, you have Marisol and Alexia with their banishing Giselle having a fit. Which I understand. I do understand.
I get it, but it's like...
But that's what makes it good, is like if they're going to... And they are talking about her, because when you read the caption, they were talking about her.
No, those were... No.
The first one, they did say something about Giselle starting trouble. She's
starting trouble. But
starter.
Throughout the thing, my favorite thing was they would show it in Spanish, what they said, and then they'd... show another thing of like it said Giselle's translation of what she thought they said, which I was like, that's smart, because I'm sure
we're talking about her again. Sometimes they were, but not. I don't feel like they were the whole time.
No, because here's my thing. Candace did say later on at the dinner, she was like, I think they should let them talk about us. So when I want to read it later in the caption. That's funny. I thought that's true. Plus, they did say they're like, for us, it's like, they're just switching out of that, where it's like they don't mean to. And some of the stuff they were not like, they were trying to say something. And little to shady,
me, but it wasn't anything crazy.
It wasn't like,
or anything that I don't think they wouldn't repeat to her face. But my thing is, I think when someone's talking about you in another language. Yeah. Like if they're really talking evil, I don't care what you say. When they're talking about you. So that's just like the saddest thing, though.
What?
And I agree with Portia. They didn't get to pick their own rooms, because that's the best part of a trip.
That is true, but if you think about it, only the first trip they got to do that.
No, I'm saying housewife trips.
No, I know, but I'm saying the first season they got to pick the trip.
Yeah.
Season 2, they did not. Dorinda picked their rooms, remember? And that was a whole thing.
So I guess whoever's the host is now, or whatever, is picking
Which
them.
I guess, it
but
is
on Housewives
kind of...
is what Portia's saying, is that's part of the fun of the
trip.
No, it
is, but it was kind of smart.
The fighting.
But the best part to me...
But he did great by it anyway.
Pepsi gave Leah the worst room, which to me, Pepsi, he's a Leah auntie. He doesn't like Leah. He's on our side.
Well, he said that there's something about her. She has a secret or something that he needs to figure it out. And I'm like, I don't think she does. I think he's she's like, I just think... evil. I just think she's being evil.
Also, I noticed too, Leah kept going, in my show. Yeah. I don't know, it was weird. She was the only one saying it like that. And here's my thing. That show's been off for like 2 years now. It's not your show. You're not on the show anymore.
And it really never was your show. You were barely hanging on.
If you told me like anybody else was gonna, I feel
she
like
wasn't there
long
enough to be like,
show.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. She wasn't there long enough for that.
And
but
I think they literally, if you watch it, they showed her best moments. I just threw a ravioli at her and I left. Yeah. That was
those
good
were her
Leah.
best moments. Yeah.
That stuff was,
but like, good, she was like so upset about her room that she was like, it doesn't even have a shower curtain. So she's like, what am I supposed to like? I don't understand that either, though. But maybe they don't take showers in Thailand. Maybe they just do.
Well, they had it there, but maybe there are some ones where maybe it's just like the way it's set up. It won't leak or something. Or sometimes too, in the ones like that, they have the drains like in the main floor as well. So it probably did. I don't know. I didn't really see it that well.
But my favorite thing is things like Portia keep calling the network Bravo, and you hear the producer going, I don't know what I have to tell you again, but this is Peacock.
No, because I think it's just like a natural thing, like Housewives is Bravo. Yeah. It's not anything else. Did you also notice every time they would greet each other from when they came back down to have the lunch, they all were doing the...
Yeah, I don't know why.
I was like, why are you guys kissing hello? You guys are living in the same house together.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
That was something I noticed that was weird.
We get introduced to Marisol and her stomach.
Yeah.
And then the alcohol parade begins. Yeah. And she just...
I literally wrote, Marisol needs to pull it together because Miami's so high on my watch list. I can't have her trying to like knock it down a few pegs here.
I think she has a drink in her hand every second. Whether she's drinking it fully or being replenished, there's always something in her hand. Because even in the cars, you see her. Now, I did something a little different. We got the first, I noticed the first product placement, which was done by none other than Giselle and her book. She had a book. Yep. And she was walking around with it in the very beginning when she was talking to Whitney. And
the only one I noticed was later on. I think Heather's reading Portia's book.
No, that's Giselle's book.
I thought she said that was Portia's book.
I don't know. But Giselle had a white book, too. She had a book.
Oh, maybe it was her. I didn't really notice who she said. I thought I saw it was Portia.
She was walking around talking to Portia, and she had books. I think that's who she was talking to. And then Whitney is putting something together. I couldn't tell what it was. It was black. She was putting something together. It looked like a folder or something. And I know she does have a skincare facial kind of stuff called something Rose or... Oh, and then, so then they come down to have Whitney's lunch. And that's when the whole Heather, let's get Leah drunk thing happens with Giselle and Portia.
Well, yeah, like while they're waiting for it, as she says, let's get her drunk.
We should get it. And I mean, I don't know if she meant it like to threaten her sobriety. I think she honestly didn't think she was not a drinker. Like, I think she might have realized she did heavy drugs, but I think
the issue is kind of like,
how can you ignore that?
Hi, Cooper, because he was a bad boy. I think the thing is, here's my thing with Heather, which makes it an issue. If you said it once, like if she just said this comment and she didn't then admit to reading the book, if she didn't say it when they first arrived, like good luck with your sobriety, it wouldn't have been so bad. And then also because Heather like acts like such like a fan of the Housewives, and you clearly watched the show, then you should have some
you feel like you would
extent. If you didn't say that, then I'd be like, okay. Or if you watch the show unless you're like, oh my god, I forgot that happened in that season because so much was going on, like, you know. But the fact that you did say you read the book and then you told her in the beginning does make you look pretty bad, Heather.
And then you have Marisol, who is excited to meet Heather because Heather looks like a fun time drinker. And I sadly think that's what's happening to Leah. I think she's like, what's her name? Not Brandy from Beverly Hills. Who's the one that was drinking and then Broadwin, help me. Broadwin.
Oh yeah, where she was like,
where
and then
her mom actually said to her, you were funner when you drank.
Yeah.
And sadly, I don't want to say yes to that too, but she became one of those like stick in the mud know-it-all, and that's fine. I mean, you run your gamut.
I have some other things about Leah talking about the drinking in the next episode.
I feel like sadly, I feel like Leah is really actually only fun when she's drinking.
Watch Cooper.
Sadly, yes, because of this, Heather gets her day started. She starts making her moves.
Yeah.
Making her moves. Checking off her people that are going to take that yellow bus and...
That's literally...
Picking them off.
Wrote that. Everyone just takes the bus and hits the hell out of each other with it. It's literally like...
It's like a talking stick. Like, who has a talking stick?
No, but I don't know if anybody's ever played GTA, but you can go in the game and there are buses and you go in and you'll rip the bus driver out and then you can drive the bus around.
Well,
it was like that. It was like, Heather was like, my turn, let me in.
Yeah.
The next one was like, my turn, let me in. And they all just kept getting in the bus, leaving a trail of bodies behind them. They were an absolute mess.
She went in and immediately said, so Leah, like, how was your sobriety? Blah, 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 blah. And like Heather was like, way to throw me onto the bus, man.
Cooper's doing so many tricks here. It's like chaos. In front we have Cooper doing like 1,000 tricks, and then we have behind us having a tantrum.
So yes, she gets Heather as her first victim, and then she immediately moves right into stirring a pot with Heather and Whitney.
Yeah,
that one keeps going.
She's a good pot stirrer. She just moves right to the next.
She just moves right to the next one. But while they're sitting at this table, you get a little idea of not really knowing what's still going on in New York. They mentioned that, so there's no news on are they filming, are they coming back. I don't know if I thought Leah was lying, or if she knew something.
No, but she doesn't know anything because sorry, that sounded mean. No. But here's the thing.
She doesn't know anything.
I think BravoCon happened after this, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Well, here's the thing. We have our cast for the New York. Leia's not a part of that. And I think since then, the reboot, which never had a choice of Housewives picked, they had like a list that they would want. I think that's also been put on like a pause as well because they couldn't, like the contracts were not going well.
Yeah.
Basically. So I don't know if she was going to be on the Legacy show. Personally, I don't think she was.
No,
because I think the Legacy was meant to be like legacy, not just like you were just here.
Yeah. So we also have our first game spotted, which is the first impression game, and Giselle brings that one right to the forefront, and she has them go around, and in a roundabout way she gives a compliment and a dig at the same time. She did worst and best impression, I should say, so that's kind of how she did it. So each girl had a turn. They started a bunch of little fights sprinkled in between, but my favorite thing is that all of a sudden when it doesn't like stop, Giselle's like, okay, let's just table this.
Well, yeah, because it was mostly with Heather and Whitney. They were getting out of hand.
It was, and I think they do. I think they get out of hand.
Because here's my thing. I think they know that this is something that could go on for hours on end if you let these two. Because it's something that, like for example, Teresa and Melissa. It's something different. It's outside of the show, their relationship, compared to the people that at the end of the day, like when they stop filming, I won't see you for a few more months then. Where like you typically will spend more time with these people, I think is the issue here, which is always You know?
So I also did a series of tallies. So I did the games tallies. I also did a series of first bug sighting, a larger-than-life cockroach that Heather picks up and takes out to safety.
Oh, yes.
And as she's picking it up, Candace is like, Whitney, why is she picking up the cockroach? And she's like, we're from Utah. I have no idea what that has to do with anything because I did not know
Utah cold? You'd have less bugs, wouldn't you?
I will not. I don't. I mean, I know they say cockroaches can live in anything, but
well,
don't know that would not be the area that I think you'd have some kind of
geologist.
Giant. I don't know. But she's apparently, I think they mean they're outdoorsy people, is where I think she was going with this. But, clarity would have been great. So that kind of brings us to the end. And then we get to episode 2, which is the elephant in the room. Yeah. I love they're doing titles a little bit like they normally do. And this opens up with the villa, which is beautiful. It shows a nice overview of you can really clearly see that it's sitting like up on a hill or a cliff or a ridge or something like that. Yeah. And then this is what I was saying. You see Leah, she jumps onto a float and quickly takes off to the edge of the infinity pool. And
I don't think,
off she goes.
I think under that infinity pool is mountain.
I do too. So
I don't think it's like
it might be a small ledge. Like it might be a small, like if she went off of it, there might be a small ledge there, but I think she would have got hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Like sometimes they take you down to another little pool.
They should really assess these houses before they buy them for like Housewives style. Like we were just talking last week, Melissa Gorga in that bay, not safe. Yeah. Like you got to assess it to be like, you got to think like, Housewives get drunk. Maybe we should rent a house without the infinity pool because that's like one of the biggest trope of Housewives is them getting naked and jumping in the pool after they've had a long.
That's a cliff might not be
not a great idea for them. They should reassess that. Bravo Peacock.
In my true fashion of being on the lookout, second bug sighting, a large centipede, I think it was, and you just have Alexia screaming to Marisol, Alexia, look, Marisol, look, and Marisol cracked me up. She's like, oh, this Mia, Alexia, let me talk to Steve. And I'm like, she's telling you about that she needs your help.
Yeah, and she's like,
I don't know what
Pepsi,
she thought.
Call Pepsi.
I don't know what
I think she wanted her to call Pepsi. And she's like, but I'm on the phone with Steve. What do you want me to do? I know.
I'm just like,
I don't know. Maybe she was trying. Here, let's try to rationale this. Maybe she was saying, I'm on the phone with Steve, and they said they were like hours of a distance from Thailand to Miami. So maybe it was like the time change, and this was the only time they could
I don't know.
talk. I don't know. But I feel like nowadays with texting, you could text somebody, and then they could get it when they get in, get back to you. But she was on the phone with Steve, okay?
So she needs to talk to Steve, please.
And she didn't have her own phone, though, to call about the phone? I don't know.
That is what cracks me up, too. I don't know. You didn't have a
cell phone or anything?
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that. This is the episode where they go to the Green Elephant Sanctuary, I think it was called. Yeah. Where they feed the elephants. They do a little mud bath with them. This is Leah's event, so Pepsi gets together with her and kind of goes over, what to do. And she's thinking maybe they can actually have an event where there's no fighting. Which, here's the thing. Watching her go into this, I thought, oh, okay, look, she's trying to, have everybody get along, have a good, create a good vibe or whatever. But then, she just, went into Leah mode and went downhill after that, in my opinion. She just totally...
I will definitely say the third episode, though, was probably the worst for Leah, but... Yeah. Just because she kind of loses it.
But she comes in to eat, and she just busts out on the floor in the middle of the... not even in the middle of the floor, on, side of the floor in, child's pose. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to go do it with you, too.
Well, that's because she said she was PMSing.
I know, yeah, but, still, you're PMSing. Would you just bust a move down in the middle of a floor of child pose? She's like, I gotta get in child's pose. Okay. Pose. In jean shorts, honey?
PMS or no PMS.
But the best was she was in, jean shorts. I'm like, how are you doing that in jean shorts? Interesting.
When you got a child pose, you'll drop anywhere in anything and hit that child's pose.
The one thing I did notice, though, they were sitting on the floor kind of at the table, but it was it looked like it was raised up, but yet
on the floor. Yeah,
because I saw them when Marisol was standing behind them, she was kind of really tall above them, but then I noticed that Leah was the same.
I think there's two tables, one that has a normal sitting, and then I think there's I
don't know. I think
they were
on
the
floor, but
I can't really remember that. I don't know, because when they're sitting, I think when they're all sitting, I don't think you notice that they're on the floor.
No,
but I think when somebody's standing,
that's how I noticed it was Marisol was standing. Oops, sorry. So what I do know is I have a friend that actually went to the sanctuary.
The same one?
Yep, in Thailand.
Oh my god.
right when COVID was hitting, this was the one place she wanted to go. So she did the feeding of the sugarcane. She got in there and bathed with them and put the mud on them and the whole thing. And I remember seeing her pictures. They were calming. Her videos were like all nice and blah, blah, blah. This was a absolute crap show, literally, thanks to the elephant. They were in there, and the girl started off by saying, like, these are all abused animals. They've all been used as riding tools and blah, blah, blah.
Which was a nice change because they typically always do go, like, ride camels or something. Yeah. So this is at least nice, like, And
she's like, please don't bother that one. She's still getting acclimated. Please don't bother the babies. Like, she gave them a whole lot of rules and stuff. Yeah. Wrong group to do this with because they were just like...
a mess.
I mean, between the sounds, between the stances of standing... throwing mud back and forth and then running, and all you hear is that poor guy, please don't run, please don't run, please don't run.
Yeah, she's like, no running guys, no running guys, no running guys.
God help this woman. But...
well, here's my thing too. That when they're bathing these elephants in the mud, and then they start throwing it at each other. First off, I would have not gotten that mud.
No.
Because, let me tell you, literally, the elephant craps in the water. In the water you're standing.
You think that's the first time he crapped in the water? No.
That mud has feces in it, and now you threw feces onto... I could never.
Yeah. And it's on your legs, and it's
on your legs.
It's not pretty.
And they were like,
Whitney.
Listen, I'm sure it was
a little elephant spit in her mouth. Like it was just like, I mean, I would love to do it, but I just
is while they're standing there bathing while they're throwing the mud, actually, Heather just stands there and keeps petting the elephant.
Because she was being normal. The rest of them were being chaotic and crazy. And
I think they were all around this other elephant where she was kind of by herself. So I think that's how she got out of it. So good for you. You didn't get
I'm not afraid of large mammals. So.
The mud thrown on you.
Yeah, no.
Basically.
And then they set up a nice little lunch for them. So here comes game number 2, which was, do you remember what it was? Best and worst thing about being a housewife.
I know they were talking about Housewives
or their
stuff.
show.
Because I was like, this is, in my opinion, where I was like, okay, they're really candid about the shows now.
Yeah, like, well, they're not denying they're on a show, which I like, because we all know you're on a show. Like, come on now. Of course, it gets things going, and I think it was Whitney that was talking, and when Whitney's talking, telling her little spiel, you see the producers focus in on Portia with just a hand mirror. Just got a hand mirror, just checking herself in a hand mirror. I didn't notice that. Yeah, little hand mirror, and
gotta make sure you don't have the mud or poop on you.
Apparently, she just pulled it out of the bag. That remember I was saying, like, where are they going with these humongous bags?
But if you notice, they all had the same bag. I think they were like the bags that they were like, when they get the gift gab. Because I noticed that they all had their names on them. They're the same like.
So somebody must have gave those out, or maybe Pepsi. I don't know, but she ended up with this, and like she doesn't stay long in it, but you see them pan to her and focus on them. Like, seriously, okay, whatever. And then of course we get to Leah. Really, Leah?
Yeah.
Really?
No, this was a little.
It was a little like where I really started to lose it for her, because I was like, I don't think that's true.
Because so her main thing is the fact that in the last season, her grandmother was dying when they went to the Hamptons, and she said that the producers said she couldn't go be with her grandmother.
Well, no, she didn't exactly say they said she couldn't.
But the way she made it,
she said nobody told me to leave and go. Who has to tell you? Like, the other girls were like, who has to tell you to leave and go? You just
and like
go.
No one, and they were also like,
they're not
we
all
have
to
the
tell you
same
to
production
go.
company.
They're not going to tell you to go.
Never. They're going to tell you to go because here's the thing. It's sad to say, but
here.
they want to film you going through this process and things like that. It's gonna make better for TV, sadly. So they're never going to tell you to go, but I don't think they're going to stop you from going because clearly, as we saw in the show, she got up the next morning and left and nobody stopped her. Nobody dragged her back in the house. And that's what they were all saying.
Nobody would ever do that because that's just not.
No, they know. So that was like the part where I was like, but.
The other thing though that I was glad that they did mention was Marisol's mom, because I do remember Marisol's mom and I know Andy loved her. She was a character. Wait until you see her on Miami. Ugh, she was a character. But she was also a character where she looked like a character, not to be mean to her. That's what she was talking about. Like, she really looked disformed. And when she showed the pictures of her mom when she was younger, I was like, wow, like, she was pretty. Yeah. She was really pretty. And it's a shame because she really did disform her face. And I was always wondering, like, do they, like, I don't want to say discuss it, but like, when you notice something on a show, you're like, and they just don't mention it. So you're like, are they not mentioning because they don't know about it, or they don't, like, they're not taking note of it, or they just want to try to keep it under the radar. Yeah. So I was kind of glad when she was saying that, but people did love her. Mama Elsa. Oh, they loved her. She was a crack
I feel like I have seen clips from her.
There's definitely stuff on like Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like I probably have.
Memes and stuff,
At least from every franchise, somebody's got to have a kooky mom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like guaranteed when you think about it.
Not sure what that was, but
it sounded like someone powering up. It sounded like the kid from Smash Brothers, the little guy. He'd go. Sorry, I shouldn't make it. I just gotta know I'm making fun of her.
Yeah, I think so. So that's kind of really all that they do, and then they end up going back home and getting. They go around the table obviously and work it out, but it is like some of these conversations, like we said, are becoming like repeaters. Yeah. Where like you have a couple of folks that are repeating, like we have Candace crying over the same story, or the problem is they're discussing with others, and then when they get to the table, they're bringing it back up again. So some are not doing well. So.
Sorry. Sipping a little lotion.
They go home and they say, we're going to get ready for Candace's show. And do you need help?
I think I'm good. Oh, it's burning.
Why is it burning? Because you opened it, the cut? Well, don't do that. You're going to lose it all.
I'm just trying to dab the side because I don't need it there.
So they go back and they're...
Yeah. I'm here. I'm pulled together.
Pepsi's talking to them, telling them, you have to get ready because we're going to go to the show.
Yeah, and he gave them...
Yeah, he gives them the
lowdown.
This
is episode 3 now we're on?
No, I thought we were on 2. I don't know when we get to 3. I didn't write down the name for 3. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't.
Huh.
Third bug sighting. I think it's Giselle is screaming for Pepsi in the room. I think it's Giselle or Alexia. I can't tell. And she's like, bug. And all of a sudden you hear him go, poof. Like he blew him out the window, remember? And I'm like, okay, third bug sighting. Great. Here we go. I'm like, he just shooted out the room. And then you get Heather and Whitney, who I feel like they think they have to keep discussing this to be interesting on the show, and I'm like, no, I think you guys are funny in themselves.
But the issue too is, I think if you pay attention to their story, I feel like they each have their there's, in the words of Melissa Gorga, there's each side and then there's the truth. But I feel like each side sound almost entirely different in a sense.
Like they were in 2 different fights.
Like 2 totally different things. I think
one of them said that, actually.
Like, they don't make any sense.
No, but I don't know if it's that they have to just run through this before they can actually enjoy themselves, but this is, I forgot to mention it earlier, this is reconciliation number 2. There was reconciliation number 1 at the table with Giselle when she threw them both under the bus. They kind of made up after that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they kind of seem like they make okay, but every time you turn around, there's just yet another fight for them. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Then you have Marisol, who is so sick. She says her stomach is bloated. And I just want to say, lady, too much alcohol will bloat your stomach. So why does she not understand this?
I guess the thing is, because she does keep saying it's like, she's like, I'm always drinking alcohol. I'm always drinking alcohol. I don't know. Maybe it's something like, how people say when you go to the different countries and you have to be careful drinking the water.
Maybe it's like alcohol.
Maybe the alcohol
I don't know.
has different. I don't know. I don't drink. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that.
And the most impressive thing is Portia and Candace leaving Pepsi as he goes to kill the bug, and they are screaming crispy wings, coleslaw, potato salad, KFC, and somehow he pulls KFC out of his ass.
KFC. I was expecting him just maybe to bring fried chicken or something like that. Nope.
He said nothing is impossible. He said nothing is impossible, and he meant it. He meant it.
He's insane.
He's a wizard. I'm impressed.
I was not expecting him to have legit KFC.
I think it is. But
no, I know they have some.
I don't know because they definitely deep in those hills. So who knows where the hell he got that from?
And it seemed quite quick because he said you gotta get ready for dinner. Yeah. But somehow he was able to manifest
KFC.
I don't know. I mean, it was kind of impressive. I mean, at that point, I'd start requesting the most absurd things I could think of. Because they did say the alcohol when they get on the yacht, which I think Alexia says, oh, I asked them to have that. And Giselle was like, no, I brought that in my bag. You can't get that in this country. So I would start going.
I think if they put requests in for things, he was able to get that for them.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I would start getting real.
Yeah.
Start picking discontinued food that doesn't exist anymore. If I wasn't vegan, I'd be like, can you find the McDonald's little popcorn chickens? Do you remember those?
Like,
the
what spicy was a discontinued
one? I'm just saying something like that.
Yeah, or stuff that's not on the menu no more.
Yeah, something like Not like they've been
would
bad.
you lie to Pepsi and tell? Why does someone ever ask Pepsi for a Pepsi? Come on, how? Maybe there's still time.
There's still time.
I could see Portia asking for a Pepsi from Pepsi, but they show this randomly. They show Leah downing a Red Bulls, and then you see her again at the club. And when they ask, "Does anybody want a drink or something?" she asks for a Red Bull and cigarette. Is that like a thing? Like she's smoking?
Maybe that's like her replacement for
call
drinking.
Her out the window?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She just caught a view of the
Red Bulls is always the go-to for people that don't drink. They always go with Red Bull because it gives. I guess it hypes them up, or I don't know.
Well, when I worked in the stadium, people are always like Red Bull, Red Bull. No, but I'm saying they were just asking for like a Red Bull, or any drink they got had Red Bull in it. I don't know. It was kind of. I just noticed that too. I will say, I don't know. So, it's hard to. I don't know. I don't drink. I said.
No, I know. So I keep hearing a noise.
I think it's the water heater.
Maybe. So Candace orchestrates a drag show, which she says in Thailand they call them lady boys.
Who could focus when you see Candace's dress that she comes out in, of what was going on in the background there, though?
Yeah, she came out in full regalia.
It was an outfit. It reminded me of like in the Lizzie McGuire movie when she goes to the fashion show and she tries on all those weird outfits.
Yeah, that
would have been one of the ones Lizzie McGuire had on.
But she decides that she's going to give them all drag names.
Yeah.
Which some were actually good and some were like hers. Like she said she called herself Petty LaBelle.
Yeah, that was a good one. But I was
like, but like Giselle kept saying, but you're
doesn't
not being,
really fit.
Where are you being petty? They're like, and of course the names that they come up with them are so much better. Then she said Whitney and Heather were going to be Snow Right and Snow Wrong because they were cousins and one's right, wrong, whatever.
Also, Utah Snow, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That too, that could work here. But here's my thing, though.
Maybe that is what she was deciding.
That was kind of
could
like
have been Snow. It was definitely that. Yeah.
I think that works.
I think that's why she picked
I would definitely say they are kind of ones where you're like, eh. Like I wouldn't go home and be like, I got this fun name, Snow. Right.
I thought Leah's was funny. Judyism.
That was a good one.
She, and I think it helped with her explanations too.
Yeah.
And then of course you had Alexia, which was Havana White.
Yeah, that one was good, like
and
Vanna White.
Yeah, and then she said Marisol was for her mom, so she called her Crystal Ball. And then you had the other two, Giselle and Portia.
Yeah.
Who clearly you can tell she does not like either one of them.
No.
Which they do get along very well.
No, I know, but
so
I think
I can understand it.
I think you can tell also by the names the comfort level she has with people. I think she didn't want to
maybe
give other people like names that could be considered mean or.
But that's true. She might have known how far she could push it with those two, and like how much shade she could throw down on them. Because Giselle, she gives her Shanita Man.
That's pretty good.
And Portia was Shitika Man. So based on their whole little thing. So then
also she might just not know enough about the other girls as well. Like what I mean?
No, she seemed like she was pretty.
No, but I know. But I'm just saying, like from like that. Like she seems like she obviously she had her other names for these two were more based on like a lore of their show.
Yeah.
Where not as much.
True. So of course now they go to eat dinner, which I kept thinking and they kept thinking like, where's the Ladyboy show? This is like a snooze fest and all like that. But
I thought somebody was just going to be performing the whole time in the background, almost like a band.
I did too. I didn't think it was going to be quite the way it was. So now we have question number 3, folks. How has your show negatively affected your marriage? That was Candace. She brought that one up. And this dinner took a turn for the odd, for sure. Yeah. Because you got, like, during the dinner, they're discussing their husbands, and then somehow it gets around to Alexia. And you can see Leah, like, losing it. Now, granted, I know she heard the story in the van.
But she's also more detailed telling this story.
Yeah, she goes into a lot more detail than just the... Oh? I think it's like you said, she has a little kitchen.
She has a play kitchen in there.
Yeah, so she's cooking. So serve us up some damn food, whore.
Pancakes and French toast, me lady.
Yes, for dinner.
Pepsi? Can I get a French toast?
Okay, over here.
Sorry.
So Alexia starts telling the story about her husband and that he was bisexual and she found out in the end about the
what is that sound? Is it the washer?
It could be the washer.
Oh.
About the boyfriend that wanted to meet her and would love to have talked to her and this, that, and the other thing. And Leah is just in the background being
like
vicious,
bored, and it's just like the comments that they pull out later in the third episode is like, oh damn, like you didn't even see her saying all that.
No, half the stuff you didn't even see. She's like, snooze fest, this is a bit of a snooze fest, and she says the story is a bit of a snooze fest.
Is she not saying it to Marisol, Alexia's friend?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like
her and I think Jen, she's looking, not Jen, Heather, she's looking across the table.
I'm just like, and in my opinion, let me tell you, snooze fest, Alexia's story is like interesting. Like she should sell that to like a television network. That would make a great show. Like that. I mean, maybe there's already something like that.
But it is on the show.
But I'm saying let somebody sell that, create a little story, sell the rights to that story.
Talk about hypocrite, because I think she needs to be fun. Leah tells them, was somebody just strumming a guitar?
I don't know. It did kind of sound like a drum set she might have been hitting too.
Oh, Jesus Christmas, please.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to go back and reach out to that person on Facebook Market and ask if I give him my drum set back.
Oh, my God. Anyway, she tells them, can, like, you guys get drunk or something? Like,
yeah,
and do something interesting, which I thought was like, okay, way to be a double standard and really be...
double standard. Because here's my thing. I get she's saying, oh, okay, you guys, whatever, I have a drinking issue. Earlier in that episode, she was telling Marisol, maybe you should stop drinking. Maybe you should stop drinking. But now you're saying get drunk, everybody?
Yeah, she's telling them
like,
all
put on my little show for me.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. What are we, you drunk monkeys on the other, going forward on the boat?
Yeah, which is just kind of like, okay.
Marisol says, like, that's not nice, stop saying it. And even Giselle's like, if I was telling a story about my husband or my sibling, and you start, like, saying like, you're bored, I'm going to take it personally offended.
Husband who has passed away. It's not like he's still, not, you know, it's like, it's not, you know, it's kind of sensitive topic, I guess she goes and she gives those Leah damn eyes where she, she's intentional with those freaking eyes. She's like, because she said something to her about like, oh, that's not nice, you shouldn't say stuff like that, and she's like, don't try to start. We're on episode 3 because this is where she mentions.
Well, no, not yet. It goes to episode 3.
No, but in my thing on episode 3, I said that Leah says
it's kind of like all around
drinking the night. So we're on to episode 3 here.
Basically, yeah. Episode 3 is don't rock the boat. But so she says to her, oh, don't start, Marisol. Don't try to make a fight between me and her when there isn't one. You know, I didn't mean nothing by it or something. And she's like, you did just say that you're bored.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, don't start a fight just because you don't feel good and, you know, your stomach hurts.
This is where she tells her she should stop drinking, the part that I was referencing. She's like,
just because, you know, you drink vodka every morning, and everybody's mouth just dropped. Like, we all know this, but like, what are you calling her out for when, like, you're and then, now like, the sobriety police?
But 2 seconds ago, you were telling everybody, get drunk.
Yeah, you just said,
she was getting drunk for you, and now you're like,
now you don't like it.
Even though she doesn't. Like I'm saying, I don't understand. How do you never appear drunk? I really have to like watch Miami now to be like, does she ever seem tipsy?
And then she's like, Alexis, like, don't blame this on your period or your PMS either.
I think she did. She was whispering that she was blaming it on her PMS.
As she gets up, leaves, goes to the bathroom, Candace follows behind her. I mean, I get it. They have adjoining rooms, so I'm sure they're like doing a little bit of a bonding situation.
Oh, I will say though, before they no, they're not leaving. They're just starting to talk. But when she left, is that where everybody? That's where they all saying they wish she could drink, right? Because there's something else. I thought they mentioned like they wish she could drink again here. They mentioned it a couple times that they all say Leah they wish she could drink because I think it could have been she's in a van like kind
because they're saying that she's kind of like a stick in the mud.
Here's the thing though, like you could like Luann can still throw down and have a good time and not be drunk, right? And Luann cannot get drunk because she will be in a mess there, but Luann can still have a good time and do all this, but like Leah is just not being able to turn this around and have a good time. And I will say, I think the reason why they all ganged up on her, you have to keep in mind, even when they get to the boat, Leah is not equipped to handle these wives.
No,
you gotta keep in mind.
These are some veterans.
These are veterans here. New York gave her an easy run, like really easy run.
Because they were older veterans.
They're older. They're different. They fight
sassy
different.
Ones that are not. Yeah,
they will throw down with you here.
They don't have no problem
even in the last year, like with the last of New York, like you saw them, their fights were dying down. It was not the same. Or the way Ramona, let's say, fights. She does not fight like a typical housewife does.
Yeah.
These ones will take you to the ground. And you won't be able to get back up here.
No,
and I think Leah is experiencing that, which I think is what makes her
face to the floor.
More
they're not
grouchy.
letting you up. Yeah.
Because think about it. If you're fighting and you're winning and you're not winning a single fight, like you are going to be like, damn, I didn't come out and victor on any of these fights. So probably the only thing she has is the Heather thing, but that's more so because it was Heather's fault. Like, she said the wrong thing. It wasn't like they went tit for tat and it was like a good fight. It wasn't.
The only thing is, when Candace leaves, she obviously disappears. And I had a strong feeling that she was going to end up dancing with the Ladyboys or doing something with them. Or I didn't realize she had a song. And so when Leah comes back, yeah, I know, right? When Leah comes back, they're like, "Oh, where's Candace?" And I don't even think she addresses them or says anything. I think she just ignored them. But they've come to the conclusion while they were gone that the whole reason for the names was so that Candace could bring up Portia's situation with this guy that she has the baby with, I believe, or the guy that she supposedly stole from this other lady. And they're like, oh yeah, we saw that clearly. Like, that was Candace's version of starting trouble, because she brought this whole story up to life that everybody wanted to hear about now. And she's like, you tell it, Candace, since you know so much about it. And she kept saying the words on the street. And Marisol,
she calls them the locals now.
And then Marisol's like, oh, so we're talking about what's coming from the streets. Okay, the streets. Like, you just hear her in the backdrop, like, oh, the stuff is on the street.
Like, she just piped up all of a sudden, like, her stomach's not hurting anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where she just came with the information. It was interesting. And then you have, like you said, she comes out prancing and dancing in this white. Like, it was a loofah.
I think maybe if it wasn't the white, but I don't know. I think even if you put it in like a pink,
or like cotton candy, grape. Yeah, I'm thinking as you're going, I'm like, no, there's no good way.
Well, either way, there are colored loofahs, but
it was just an odd outfit.
Yeah, it was, and there was like little rhinestones or something in it. It wasn't a good choice.
And then while she was waiting, I was glad to see though, while they were waiting for her to come back, it appeared that Marisol went and consulted a doctor or some kind of medical person on staff.
It definitely was like the production.
Yeah, and they're telling her
because he had a southern accent. I think.
Well, they asked her, did she drink, and she said no. But yet they were able to flash back to 3 different instances that she showed up and said, "I'm getting a drink," got in the van with a drink, and had drinks in the morning with the Hennessy or something. So it was like, okay, lady. But they're making her some kind of cocktail, not alcoholic, like a medication cocktail to take for her stomach.
Every time somebody makes a drink for her, she's like, no, I'll just make it. No. Yeah. Like, I love that because it's almost like it's like the Ramona and like the way they order their drinks so specifically.
Well, she probably doesn't want them watering it down or something.
She's even so more specific. She's like, no, I will make it. Because the guy was like, he was going to put that. She's like, no, one ice. And then she's like, just give me the drink.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want anything to water it down. You can't have anything watering that down. So there you go. But so out come the dancers, and the best part might be that poor girl in the front that just busted a move. But I will tell you, she busted a move really well. She popped right back up. She was on point. She got those legs back up, moving, hustling. I'm going to tell you through this whole thing, though, listening and watching to her, Heather is so far my favorite.
Yeah, no, Heather's good.
Maybe I'm just partial to people named Heather. I don't know. Housewives named Heather, but she is very down to earth. She seems very normal. Yeah. I got to watch her show. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that.
Well, we did say, if you haven't, check out our New Jersey episode. Even if you've already listened to it and you missed it, on Spotify, there's a poll you can vote on. And I'm still putting it up on our Instagram story. This will still be up there. So if you want to vote how we watch our next Housewife franchise, do we go from the longest franchise, which would probably be Atlanta, to Salt Lake, or do we go shortest to longest? So that would probably be Salt Lake to Atlanta. So, if you want the Salt Lake first, better vote.
It might have to be. It
might have to be, but
get
on the voting.
I mean, this was a red hot mess because you got the girl falling, the crazy outfit, the track stopping multiple times, and I give her props. She did, like a lot of them said, she kept going.
But she was lip singing.
But then the best part is they get into the van. And I didn't know it either. They were playing her song, and Marisol's like, "What song is this?" And they're like, "It's Candace's song that she recorded." And she's like, "Oh, nice," because she didn't know what else to say. But I'm like, see, it's stuff like that I love when you catch those like offhanded like comments.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I wasn't expecting them to play the song we just heard again.
Yeah, those are like great times. Somehow, after the dance, they're still there talking. After the dance, they sit back down, right? They don't leave right away.
No, I think they do.
Because when do they start talking about the dancing monkeys?
That's, I think, on the boat.
Oh, yeah, this is the boat. Something's missing here. Yeah, so Alexia is going to host a yacht party.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a combination of her and Marisol's things. They were saying
I think it was. Cause
I think it was her led, but I think
it's kind of Cuban themed, which I thought was kind of neat. Because after all the talk about,
yeah, I was like, how ironic is that?
Speak. Yeah, they have like a whole Cuban theme. So they all head off to this yacht. Marisol seems to be feeling a little bit better, I guess, with whatever medication she's taking. However, I think she's drinking on the yacht. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, I think she ends up drinking on the yacht but here's the thing, on the bus ride home, that she says, "Oh, this sucks, I can't drink," because somebody like pulled a drink from the up front, but she didn't drink. So I don't know, maybe they just said don't drink for the rest of the night.
Yeah, maybe.
And she could drink the next day.
I don't know if she was drinking that day.
I don't know. I'd have to review the footage, but I mean, something still goes wrong. Like you said in the promos, you can see she's.
Yeah, so they take them on this yacht. Very nice. They said it was not what they expected, because I guess they were thinking Thailand, are they going to have like a big kind of mega-ish yacht? But everybody was very impressed with it, thought it was a nice little day out or what have you. They come inside to eat, and of course that's when everything goes to hell in a handbasket, because, enter a game. She brings out, game number 4, I think, where she gives them fans with Spanish words. Yeah. Which I thought was ironic that everyone that she gave a fan to, the phrase and stuff kind of
matched what was going on for them.
Matched them.
But I don't know, maybe who knows if she gave them to him, or if the production team had them and gave them out and matched them up.
Yeah, because I don't know, because she acted like she was handing them out, like letting them randomly pick. Before that, they were out on the... Were they having those sandwiches first and then they went out to eat on that back part of the boat, or the back part of the boat was the beginning?
No, I think they were...
Because that is where
I think when they were out...
Okay, that's when they first got on the boat. They were sitting in the back.
Yeah, they were sitting on the back taking sandwich, and then that's when they came in, and then things went crazy with Heather there.
Well, because when they were outside, that's when they were asking Leah about, do you want to go home? And they're like, why would you ask me that? And they're like, well, because you made it a comment.
Oh, yeah, that was before they got right on the boat.
You didn't want to... Well, I thought they were sitting on the back part of the boat.
Well, that's when they re-brought it up, I think.
And they were like, why did you... And they're like, well, why did you say that? And they're like, well, because you are calling us your drunk monkeys, that we should be doing something to entertain you, or something like that. And she really took a hissy fit. Like Leah. Yeah. I mean, she came back stomping her feet like, thank you, you gave me my period. I'm like, anybody have a tampon? Like, why don't you? You're PMSing.
Yeah, if you knew you were PMSing, you literally said when you looked at this
without
trip,
any kind of...
Because she did say in the second episode, where she mentioned the PMSing thing, she said that she looked at the PMSing and the calendar, and she knew she was going to probably have her period for this trip. Why did you not pack accordingly?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
I mean, maybe if you have them in the hotel room, but why not just bring one in your bag just in case? And you must have found one, because you end up going in a hot tub.
Yeah, I don't understand, because after that she walks away again, and she's doing a lot of this, like, walking away, and then we see her, like, in the hot tub taking selfies while Candace is defending her to the other group. And I'm just like, okay, how upset is she? Like you said, if she's in there taking pictures, like
you must not really care that much if you're up there being like, oh, I'm gonna take some pictures.
Yeah, no, she was totally like in the mode of selfie mode and not caring what they were doing at all. So then they all go inside to have snacks, and that's when they give them out the fans, and which I have to say they all did really well with the pronunciation of Spanish. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that, because some of them I'm like, I don't think I could have figured that one out.
Well, let's just go with Portia's, which...
Yeah, hello, it's a freaking sentence.
You thought it said mangoes and rice and mango.
Yeah, no.
No, not right.
I mean, it did say that, but I guess the phrase means something different.
Yeah, like maybe we I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. But, of course, Leah starts a little bit of trouble, because she starts about this whole, which is, again, another very interesting thing that, like, I really don't understand too much about. But apparently when you're Mormon, you want to take your name off their registry, so that when they go to try to pass laws or pass things, they don't have as big of a backing, because your name is no longer on their registry. Mm-hmm. So she's been trying to do this, and I guess... Well, she did
Whitney is doing it.
Whitney, I mean, yeah. Yeah. And I guess Heather, to a certain degree...
She's not really a Mormon, but she kind of...
But she's not ready to take her name off the registry. That's always been her thing.
I do remember that from season 1. She was always like she was considered the bad Mormon, I guess you could say.
And she like her book. Well, yeah, they said she wrote a book and all like that. So it's like, how are you, like, not willing to do this if you wrote a book about being a bad Mormon? Like, and she said, I'm basically going to be ostracized. Like, no one's going to talk to me. So, like, this is another thing that I'm like, gotta get into their season to, like, what the heck is going on?
I guess Whitney's point is, like, yes, they may not speak to you and they may not accept you, but they're gonna leave your name on the registry to look good, I guess, in a sense, when you think about it, which makes sense.
Yeah, and she makes the book comment to Leah, and I guess that Leah brings that up.
Yeah, they mentioned, they talked about it in a flashback they showed last night.
And then they also mentioned about Heather having a black eye. Now, I remember hearing this on different podcasts. I didn't really know what was going on because
I never could figure it out with the black eye. Oh
not paying attention to it, but they're acting like they believe Jen Shaw did it. Here's my thing. I don't know why that lady, if she is friends with her and obviously standing up for her up until the last minute, would really give her a black eye. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't really know because I remember...
Because I think they're all scared of her regardless, so I don't think you need to threaten her bodily, because I think they're all afraid of her anyway.
I had nothing on the black eye. I know I saw, like, people talking about it, like...
I mean, but when they showed the picture of it...
Oh, like, it's serious.
That eye was sealed shut. Like,
I thought at first she tried to say she poked her eye with, like, a eyeliner pencil in the show. I thought that's what she said, but... That's not like eyeliner pencil. That's
and the thing that gets me is I understand they were all drinking. Like Whitney said, they were drinking, but you're going to remember something, or you're going to remember hitting something, or I don't know. Like, I don't know how she just is like going with the premise of I don't remember how it happened. It could have happened from X, Y, and Z, or X, Y, and Z, or
and there's no camera crew or nobody. I guess there was a trip or like there was nothing at all. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't know.
And she had some, like, her theories were weird, too. Like, they were all just like, wait, what? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't really
make sense.
Yeah, no. They kind of make up. So, reconciliation number 3, they talk about how, like, she kind of goes into, again, about how you're doing things for the show and, you know, just for, like, show and tell and not for the actual reasons you should be doing stuff. And so they go back and forth with that.
It's kind of interesting to hear them say because... That is the whole point of these shows, is to, like, have your standout moment, make good TV. But then when it is, like, a family thing, it is kind of hard to reconcile.
I think after that, like, they kind of make up and they kind of say, like, we've got to stop this. We have to end it. And they split up for lunch, and Leah keeps stirring the pot. Heather said that Whitney, like, our girls go off to the back of the boat. Some of them stay inside. Whitney's looking to show the picture because Giselle asked, because, hello, Giselle on the spot. But then you have also her stirring it inside and Leah stirring it on the outside, saying, you shouldn't take that, she's not this, she's not that. And they're insinuating that she needs to be here and on her show for, I guess, like, money reasons. So she's gravitating towards Giselle to, like, you know,
try to get her moment.
But yet the funny thing is they're saying that when she entered, she went right up to Portia, Heather, and said, you have so many, like, millions of followers, or 7 million followers, I'm gonna stick close to you, or I'm gonna room with you, meaning that she's trying to get herself to that same like, I guess, situation.
Standard of Housewives. Which, I mean, I guess. Obviously, especially when you're going to come in as the new franchise.
Yeah, because they're trying to say, like,
you're going to want to, you got to get up there. You got to make it for yourself so that you can, for example, then go out and open these other ventures. Like, I believe, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but, oh man, what's her name? Meredith? No, not Meredith. Meredith, I think, has her own thing too. There's the other girl that has brown hair as well. I can't remember her name. Oh.
On the show.
Lisa Barlow. She has her, like, tequila company, and Jen Shaw had her scam that she was running. They all had jobs, essentially.
Yeah, all of them did.
I don't know if these two had things.
I don't think they did.
She did mention that Whitney,
she said,
Whitney, when her husband lost the thing in COVID.
Yeah, and Heather mentioned at the second lunch at the Sanctuary, she said, the best and worst thing about being a housewife on my show is that it saved my life. Because I was, like, I guess, a single mom, and she was poor and whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I got on Housewives, I would absolutely say the same, saved my life too. So I don't think she had anything really going on either. Yeah, so I think these
two might have been the ones that need this housewife to work.
I don't think she did.
Which, when they say it, that is the thing. They talk about Portia and the success she's made for herself now, not needing the show. So, of course, you're going to hear this and be like, damn, yeah, of course, let me try to get my TV moments here. Let me try to do this.
Well, yeah, because Portia said, I know that I need something that can stand alone from the show. And that's what everybody needs, is something
which I think is why they all have their little product placements that they have created and that they do, because, it gives them something.
Oh, and then you got Heather saying that she was so excited to be involved in a fight. Not the one that she was in, but, like, on the outskirts of fights. Because
just watching them.
Just watching, because she's like, that's a dream come true, because, like,
my favorite, though, is the ones where, I think it was before Heather and Whitney. Whitney got pinned in that first fight with Leah in between the seat there. Yeah. She 100%, she looked like she was looking for a way to get off that boat, because she was like, I don't need to be here. I'm not part of this fight. Let me just get out of the way. But they had her, like, trapped in a... She was not getting back out. Do you have anything else? Or
I don't think I do. I don't know. I'm trying to picture where it ends, though.
So, I do think here... I don't know where this falls in the thing, but Leah had asked the group, I think, for, like, advice for moving the group forward or something. And I felt like, I was like, that is so weird that she's asking them. Or, I don't know if she was asking one of the group, as a group, like, okay... How do we move forward? But it more came from the perspective of,
I think
like...
she's talking to Candace.
It was one of the... It was somebody, yeah. I can't remember who.
Because Candace was like, oh, don't worry about it. They'll forget about it tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, no, but I, like, don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. It was weird because
the way she had worded the thing of, like, how do we move forward, sounded like she was never a housewife before. Like, she doesn't know, like, how you have to reconcile a group and pull it together.
Yeah, she hasn't done this before.
Yeah, which was kind of weird. It was like, she was like, oh, I'm a fan and I want a ticket to come be a bonus guest on this trip. I don't know. It was weird. I just noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're all pretty good as a group. I think it's an interesting collection of housewives.
I think they kind of got lucky with the fact that, like, Salt Lake City had finished airing.
It looks
and those two didn't get to finish.
So much worse. Oh my God. It looks so much worse in the next episodes that are coming up.
Well, yeah, from, like, what you've seen left in the trailers. Oh my gosh. It seems like it's gonna...
Crazy.
This is, like... which I also feel like the reason they also released these 3 episodes together is because they are almost like one episode. So maybe they move on to some kind of different drama that's not so much based in these episodes. You know what I'm trying to say?
So you think they're not going to do like 3 again?
No, I think they're supposed to be. I think they go weekly, because if they did 3 again, then next week's I think the end. I think there's only 6 or 7 episodes.
Oh, that's
so
true.
They got to go weekly here, but.
That is true. If you do it that way, you could end up being, really screwed.
Yeah. And also somebody said, I think it was Leah who said, oh, we don't get a reunion for this show. But here's my thing. You do get, like, a Watch What Happens Live reunion. Because didn't they do that for last season? They did, like, a little, like, they all zoomed in. I thought so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I thought they did that, and then that's when Bravo started airing the show on Bravo and not on Peacock.
Yeah, I sadly think that it kind of...
They just dispersed and they cut and the boat went home, I think.
So I'm looking forward to the ones coming up, because definitely they look really
And these are pretty decently long, too. They're 15 minutes, so they're longer than a normal Housewives episode. A typical Housewives episode is like 42, 43 minutes.
I want to see them get Pepsi all riled up.
Yeah, they gotta have a party at home so that, like, they get him, because they did get him to take one shot of something. Yeah. So I think you gotta get him going, like the guy from Dorinda's house.
Going. Oh yeah. Oh well, that was a bit much though. That was
I'm still waiting though for. I'm really excited for the season 4, but I think it's also because I know everybody in that cast now. Now that I've watched OC.
Yeah.
I'm mostly excited for the fact because if you watched our OC, who did I say I thought I confused Brandy with? What was her name? Oh my God, now I can't remember her name. Oh, what the hell?
What was she from?
OC, the one from OC, the blonde one. Gretchen.
Yeah,
if you watched OC, remember I said I confused them? Okay, also, you have to keep in mind, OC first premiered like 17 years ago. I'm 22, so, I was young when that came out. I'm excited now to see them on screen together and see.
Yeah.
Maybe if you see them on screen.
You'll be like, no.
No, not anymore. Maybe back in the day before Brandy did a lot of work, maybe.
Yeah, no,
maybe,
they don't look like.
I'm interested to, like, that. They do have, like, interesting ones to see how they're all going to blend. I'm excited for that. And... Bravo, if you somehow hear this, Sonia, where is Sonia? You got sent, honestly.
Well, they're sending Sonia and Luann to a farm, so that's
I know, that's going to be good. We're definitely going to have to talk about that. But you could
priceless.
You could just send Sonia on her own girls trip
on
her
own.
And
she'll stir a lot of trouble up.
No, I'm saying on her own. Just take Sonia and a camera and put her somewhere.
Out by herself, yeah.
It would be great. I think that would be so funny. Sonia needs to go on a girls trip. I would have said Lisa Rinna, but I don't know if she'd do it now. Probably.
She might not.
I don't know, maybe. But Lisa Rinna was my other choice because she's a good time. But she also kind of gave me a disappointing last season, too, like Leia did. So I saw someone also say they need to do an ultimate guys trip with the best husbands.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody, nobody put Tom Sandoval in there, but they put Schwartz. But I think...
Schwartz would be good.
No, but I think you should take all the guys and take Sandoval and let him just get pummeled by these men.
They're not going to do it, though.
That would be funny, though.
You'd have to have him get pummeled by the women. The men are not going after him.
Joe Gorga.
Nah.
Maybe they would throw him down.
Men, they got that stupid
No,
men
I know, but I'm just saying. Well, still.
It would be interesting.
Schwartz trapped with all the Vanderpump Rules women, just beating them down. That would be good. That's more of like a cage fight, I guess, though.
Yeah.
Same thing. Happening. We'll do either one. All right, but we'll be back on Monday to do the 4th episode. And then on Saturdays, we do the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And don't forget to go vote on the poll that's on our Instagram. And it should still be up on the last episode. If you listen to us on Spotify, you can vote for how we want to start binge watching our next thing. We're not going to start anything until we finish Vanderpump Rules, which I think we're on the 4th season now. So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I think 4.
We're making a dent in there. But once we get caught up on that, that's where we will pick our next binge. And we will do a rewatch like we did with the OC. Make sure you leave a good rating. And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Also, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications so you don't miss any episodes. And
yeah, that's it. You gotta hit the button because I gotta go hit the head. Hit the pan. Hit the can. Hit the pan. Put the pea in the pot. I gotta go.
What the?
I gotta go. I gotta go pee.
Hit the head on the pan. Put the pea in the pot.
I gotta go pee. And then I gotta make pancakes in the pan. So it was a lot of all the same things, but I just mushed them together. Sounds like whatever was next door was resolved. Cashew worked it out.
I'm like, why are my knees chalky?
Yeah.
Say
hit the button.
No, say it again when I don't say it.
Hit the button.